Welcome. I'm back in the flesh for another lovely, beautiful edition of your favorite Mom Son podcast, Mom Knows Ball. I am Jordan King, and here with the lovely, a little bit more big-headed for multiple reasons, not just her hair, but internally as well. Melinda King, how are we doing, Mom?
Doing great, Jordan. I missed you last week, but the show
Mhm.
must go on. I mean, we
Oh, yeah.
are entertainers. People count on
Folks,
us
I
to bring
apologize in
some.
advance. She thinks she's like a big star now. It's crazy. She gets a couple compliments from some random people on the internet, which could be bots. We don't know. So, um, but she thinks she's a hot shot now. So it's just going to be, I think the show might just be her from now on, according to her. So I'll just shut up, I guess, and throw it over to Melinda.
Oh, wow. Okay, Tam did a really good job
She
as co-host.
Shout out Tam. Doing
I
God's
mean,
work, dealing with the ego of these two psychos. So yeah,
so I might have been somewhat sarcastic that you didn't catch that. Saying Tam did a good job because she answered questions with one word or two words if we were lucky.
and you know what? It doesn't matter. She was still out there. Sometimes when you're dealing with someone like you or me, sometimes you got to know your role, and sometimes your role is to just like distribute. Throw a lob every now and then and get out. So I don't blame Pam for keeping it short. I thought she did great. I thought she did a great job. So
Okay,
I
okay.
mean,
So now
yes.
it's gang up on Mom Day.
Well,
So
I mean, just
so we know this season, we are all Bama, all Jacksonville Jaguar. Last week, of course, talked about Bama's loss and how I wasn't as heartbroken as I normally am. But I had to really
she's so ready to get rid of DeBoer, folks. It's crazy.
Jordan, would you stop saying that?
She,
So I had to remember Nick Saban's last year at Alabama. We lost our second game to Texas. And so everybody was like, the season is over. And we ended up in the four-team college playoff. Now, we didn't win the big one, but we lost our second game, and everybody had us already, had counted us out. So, we regrouped. So let's get to it. Let's talk about the
Mhm.
game yesterday. And so Jordan just said that I'm so ready to get rid of Coach
I mean,
DeBoer.
she
I
is.
did not. I did. Those were not my words.
Those weren't your
However,
words, but she's like, I talked to her before the game. She was like, "Look, if he loses this one to Louisiana Monroe, our old rivals, back in if back in the early Saban days, we lost to Monroe, and that's always the loss that people are like, well, Saban lost to Louisiana Monroe in his first season as Bama
it's true.
coach. But it's season 2 for DeBoer, and she was like, "Look, if he loses this one, he's out." And I'm like, "You think they're gonna get rid of him after 2 games into his second year?" It's like, "Yes, I do. If he loses this game."
Well,
Uh,
we don't have to.
maybe
We
his
don't
ears
have.
were maybe his ears were ringing. Maybe his ears were ringing because we saw the final result, and even in the final result, Mom was hating.
Okay, can you let me say what I want to say?
Yeah,
Okay.
go.
I mean,
Mhm.
this is really a beat up on mom kind of day.
Well, I mean,
I
you coming in and being like, I'm a celebrity, I'm a superstar, because it's become the vanity project of Melinda King. So I gotta humble you, just like you
okay,
humble
well, I
me.
am
So,
humbled and I don't think our subscribers, our listeners want to hear us bicker. So
I think that's a lot of what they want to do. So continue.
so I again my exact words were not about getting rid of Coach DeBoer right now. I did not say that. However, there is a very funny video going around of a woman from Alabama being asked what she would do with her money if she won the $1.8 billion jackpot. So let's watch that.
I tell you exactly what I'd do with the first 70 million. I'd pay off Kalen DeBoer and get him the heck out of the University of Alabama, and then I'd take whatever else it took to get rid of the AD.
And so you can see those are her words. that she would use the first 70 million to get rid of Coach DeBoer, and then whatever it took to get rid of the athletic director, Greg Burns. Her words, not mine. I am merely a vessel for information. That's all I do. That's my job here. Okay. All right. Jordan is just going to be quiet.
No, I mean, I guess I'm supposed to, just be on. I'm not supposed to debate you at all or have any like counter arguments because no one's here to watch us debate, which is the whole point of this show, in my opinion.
So Jordan, no. I mean, I didn't say it. The lady said it, and
I understand you're not saying it. You're not saying it. Wink, wink. She's saying it. Like I get it. I know what you're doing. It's reminiscent of another TV host that I know all too well. You say it, but you don't say it. I get it.
Okay.
But I mean, it's So, but we won. We won by
Yes, we did. We won. But before we talk about the game, I want to say something about why are we continuing to hurt players in practice. I don't ever remember a season where before the first game, we had 2 starters, one of our captains injured in practice. And then last week, a defensive lineman, Jeremiah Beeman, got hurt in practice, and he's out for the season. So I'm torn between maybe y'all should stop practicing, but maybe y'all should practice more.
Mom,
so
I
don't even know what that's about.
We're not talking about a game. We're talking about practice, not a game.
We're talking about practice, not a game. Not a game. Not a game. We're talking about
practice. That's crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
You got me. So with the game, the score is 73-0.
Which, in your words, you thought was excessive, correct?
So here it is a very delicate balance. I get it. So we needed to have a decisive victory. Everybody said that. But for me, 73 points is excessive. And I think there were some points scored in the fourth quarter on, passing routes. In fact, I think there were 2 touchdowns scored late passing routes. And it just felt excessive to me. And that's just me. I'm just a little girl sitting in a room in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, well, I have some quips about the description of you as a child, but yes, okay.
I said a little girl.
I mean, as a child, that's what you're saying, but okay. I'm not going to get into that. But yes, I mean, 73-0, it did feel excessive. I saw that they pulled the starters, or at least the starting quarterback, in like the third quarter, and then I kept on seeing points get put up on the board. I think the other 2, the backup and the third string quarterback, had like 4 touchdowns between the 2 of them, so that's a lot. So maybe doing a little too much, I think like if you want to think if we were scoring on pick sixes or rushing touchdowns, but it did feel like there was sometimes you need those kind of wins, I will say, to galvanize the locker room. Hey, let's get everyone involved. We have this really disappointing start. Let's try to, galvanize everyone. But then there's that line. I think the AP poll just came out and we moved up 2 spots for that shellacking. So hey, we're a top 20 team now, guys. Look out. Just saying, don't sleep on bed. Top 20, baby. Top 20. Let's go.
And here I will say this. And everybody knows I'm Bama till I die. But we cannot get overly excited about a beatdown against
Louisiana Monroe, undefeated at the time. Undefeated.
I'm just saying we do have to put it in perspective. It wasn't Georgia, it wasn't Tennessee, it wasn't LSU, it wasn't Auburn, wasn't even Wisconsin, who we are playing next week, and looking forward to seeing
Wisconsin more than why don't we play Wisconsin? It feels like for a team that's not even close in our division.
We just had, we had that agreement. We went up there last year. We do that from time to time. We used to do that all the time with like somebody like Penn State. So that's not abnormal in the college football world, Jordan. Okay.
So, well, it feels random because it's Wisconsin. Not that they're bad. It's just like it's like I get that with like Florida State or whatever. But anyway.
Let's move on to the NFL. Jordan, the Jacksonville Jaguars. The game. Oh.
1-0, baby. 1-0, baby. Hey, wasn't always pretty. Wasn't always pretty. It was the battle of the what do they call it? It was the battle of it was the battle of the two expansion teams. Okay, we both entered the NFL in the same year. It was both of our 30th. I think we didn't go into the league until 97, but we agreed on the expansion in 95. So it's technically the 30th year anniversary of our like entering the league. Don't quote me on that. Mom's like, Jordan, where are you getting that from? No, but I don't know that for sure. Anyway, the battle of the cats, the battle of the 90s cats, Jags, Panthers. We love our boy Bryce. We didn't love him today, though. I tell you that defense didn't love him today. They smacked him around, threw around little Brycey.
Not that bad. They were not that different.
Man, he threw 2 interceptions and had a fumble and had a pick six that was turned back. He threw a second interception. He threw one touchdown, but let's don't question me on this. Anyway, people wanted the biggest storyline going into it was the Travis Hunter. How many snaps is he going to play on defense, offense? I think we knew going into the game they were going to favor offensively. I support that as someone who has Travis Hunter on both of his fantasy teams. I know you guys do not give a rat's butt, but I do. So, he had 6 catches for 33 yards. I'm not saying he looked electric, but he played majority of his snaps on offense. I think he had like 6 defensive snaps. He did suffer an injury in the preseason, so I think they're going to ease him into this role. There's no reason, to rush him, and I think the plan is still to have him on both sides of it. But I do think they're going to favor him because the goal of this season is to figure out if Trevor Lawrence, I don't care about I would love to make the playoffs. Is Trevor Lawrence our franchise quarterback? So we need to give him every weapon possible. So there's zero excuses. Oh, well, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. So I think the goal is let's give him as many weapons. And if he doesn't got it, he don't got it. And so today, he looked better. I'm not going to give him he missed some throws. He had a bad interception where Travis Hunter was cutting. And if the defender basically played peekaboo with him, made a nice one-handed grab. He looks solid. I will say it's the Panthers. I don't want to disrespect them, but it's the Panthers. I think next week will be a much better test. We're going to go into Cincinnati. Not that they looked amazing today, against the Browns, but I think that'll be a better test. It's good to start off with a win. I don't know how long it's been, but it has been a minute since the Jags started off with a week 1 win. And, we had a weird rain delay where, I don't want to blame it on the rain delay, but we were up 17-3, I think, at the rain delay, before the rain delay, and ended up, only putting up, I guess, 9 points after that. But, good to start off. I'm not going to there's not many takeaways I can have. Our defense looked good. I will say that. Our defense looked ferocious. But again, it's the Panthers. Were they fool's gold at the end of last year with how Bryce looked? I don't know. Next week will be a much better test. And so, again, you got to win the games that you're supposed to win in the NFL. And this was a game we were supposed to win. And I think we did it in pretty dominant fashion. So I will give us that. On to week 2, 1-0, baby. I'm happy. I'm not going to be, writing a memoir about our week 1 26-10 win. But you win the games you're supposed to win in the NFL. And any given Sunday, anything can happen. So I don't got much else to say. I really don't.
Did you notice that Travis Hunter has changed his hair?
He cut his eye. He looks good. He looks sharp. And I love his energy. He's always smiling. He's always got a great vibe to him. I did see that.
Like a kid. He really looks like a kid with his haircut.
Yeah, but I like him a lot. We're a young team. I liked what Liam Cohen, Duval with that weird eyebrow thing. It's like, don't do that.
Just start with the eyebrows.
It was just like, hey, Day, man, don't look at me like that. I don't know you like that. You can't be looking eyebrowing me like that. So, no, good week 1 win. I think, the Colts look good. I don't know what happened there, but speaking of Alabama guys, I know we're Jags podcasts and Alabama football, but in the AFC South, I think the storyline being, I love seeing first in the AFC South right there, Chad. I love that first baby, we're first place. I know we're tied for first, but whatever.
Okay.
But no, it's exciting. I got my T-Law jersey. I'm not putting it on yet because I'm not ready to make it a proclamation.
Okay.
But we're ready. We're ready to go, and yeah. So good week 1 win.
And what do we want everybody to know? It is time for Fred Taylor to be in the Hall of Fame, and we're gonna say it as often as it takes because it's time.
It's time. It's time. It got me annoyed because I did stir things up in the YouTube chat. I got NFL Sunday Pass, which I guess I got to share with you at some point. So I was watching the game there, and I was like, let me stir up the chat a little bit. And I was like, Jags are the best team in the AFC. And they were like, Jordan, what are you talking about? I mean, even Jags fans were like, why are you jinxing us? I was bored. That's what I do. But anyway, I saw that they put up a poll, and they were like, who's the Jaguars' all-time leading rusher? Which for me feels like the easiest question. It was like between Fred Taylor, Rashad Jennings, and Maurice Jones-Drew. And last time I checked, the poll was like 55% MJD and like 40% Fred Taylor. So these young kids just don't know what Fred could do out there.
Wow.
And Maurice Jones-Drew was great, but like Fred did it for like a decade.
Was incredible.
I mean, Maurice Jones-Drew was great. I'm just saying Fred Taylor did it for. I'm telling you, Fred Taylor did it for a dang decade. So like it's not. Like miss me with that. That's why I always say miss me with that.
Okay, so look, it feels like we have gone through our show.
We have.
Shout out to our producer Tam. Shout out to her for filling in last week. So next week, Bama has Wisconsin. The Jags have Cincinnati, and we're going to be right here. So we can share our thoughts. And then I did a little thing on, I don't know if you saw it or if people saw it. So I made this declaration. If Bama went through the rest of the regular season and did not lose a game in the regular season, which means they're in the SEC championship and everything. And then if Jacksonville Jaguars make it to the AFC championship game, I will give up drinking wine for a year. I mean, come on, let's just be real. I won't buy any new shoes for a year. I will stop watching reality TV altogether. And I will stop eating chicken fingers because I eat those quite often.
Yeah,
so
I know.
We got to get through the season and all those things have to happen. But I'm rooting for y'all because I'm rooting for me because it's good for me. So
I mean, no comment. I'm gonna be nice. I've been told I've been a little spicy recently. I think Mom's been spicy. Tamara and Mom love to gang up on me. So on that note, I support your journey to sobriety and or sobriety of nuggets, sobriety of wine, sobriety of new shoe buying. So I think on that note, it's a little hot out here. Everyone in the South and the North are getting their fall leave. I mean, I'm sweating out here.
Wow.
It's like 80 degrees in LA, which is hot for me. So I'm gonna end this before I start, dripping sweat on the laptop. Mom, I mean, do I have to ask, do you know ball and or are you a celebrity at this point?
I know ball and I'm becoming quite the celebrity.
Okay.
Jay King, do you know ball?
I know ball. I grew up with ball. Ball's in my veins. I'd be an NFL player if, the gene pool worked out better for me, but I am not. But yes, I do know ball.
Okay. It's a wrap. Subscribe, share, like, and we will catch you next week.
See y'all next week. Bye.